What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Scale It Podcast. Today, we have Carl Christian. He is an entrepreneur, real estate broker, investor, and this is going to be a really great conversation because he actually has not only started and operated and scaled one business in his brokerage, but he's branched off and done quite a few other things. So he's the model in terms of entrepreneurship and what it takes to build something meaningful. So, Carl, thank you so much for coming in. Happy to have you, man. This is great to have you sitting here, man. Honestly,
no, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and thank you so much. I love the name Scale It
Yeah.
because a lot of times people don't think about scaling; they just think
Right.
about working. So I love that idea.
Yeah, we'll
man.
talk about that.
So Christian, thank you
that.
so much for having me. Man.
Yeah, I got you, man. So let's open it up. Tell us a little bit about your background and kind
Wow.
of how you started this.
Who is
career.
called Christian? And by the way, everybody, yes, his name is Christian. My last name is Christian.
Yeah.
But who I am. I traveled here when I was 18 years old, and I came in the country. I had $65 in my pocket, and Christian, I had to figure it out. Of course, got everything straight up, and then went to FIU. Then I would say it was a call of God, or I don't even know what else to put behind it beside God. One of my friends told me, get into real estate, and I told him no. And may he rest in peace today. But I'm going to tell you, I listened to him. He even found me a job in real estate. And here I am. Wow. I said that was 2003.
2003 that you started.
And then here I am still an
Yeah.
agent. So
Yeah.
so what I would say about when it comes to where I come from,
Yeah.
I came from a very deep background of entrepreneurs. I was the first person in my family to ever operate a business. I was 14 years old when I started.
What was it? What was the first business?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. It was I used to sell those marshmallow cookies. You see the one that don't have the big piece of marshmallow in it. There's some that are oatmeal, some are bananas.
Yeah,
and
sure.
So a friend of mine, he used to sell sandwiches, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, hey, maybe I should give those guys something sweet to eat after the sandwich. So
Smart.
called my uncle in Miami. He bought them, shipped them for me, and I started selling them in the classroom. And I was doing good. And another friend of mine told me, like, yo, you have all those girls that are always talking to you. And why don't you just put them to work? Let them sell cookies for you. And then he opened my mind up, man. So from one classroom, now I started going to, when we're talking about scaling it. Now, every Friday, I go to every girl's different schools, give them cookies,
Wow.
I get paid. And then before you know it, they calling me and say, hey, we need nail polish, we need underwear, we need bras, we need this. And I'm like, hey, my brother just went to Santo Domingo. And I'm like, let me go buy things in Santo Domingo. And before you know it, man, I was doing very well.
So good.
Yes, I scaled it. So yeah, that's where it started.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So I didn't know that, man. And we've known each other a while. That's an awesome beginning, and I mean that just shows the nature. So born with it, so to speak. So how did you land? Other than of course, how you got into real estate, but from where you started to the nice agent, and kind of tell us about that transition. What was the first years? How'd you transition there?
I always tell this story every time I'm on a podcast. It's because it means a lot to me, and I always want to bring that respect to the person. I opened the flyer one day because the guy that they gave me the first job in real estate, he ended up doing some crooked things, and then I caught him doing that, and I explained to one of his clients, and he fired me. And then I opened the flyer, and there's this ad that says, if you have your real estate license, we can make you $1 million, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just go. So I went, and this guy gave me an appointment. I sat on a table, and then he came out, and then he was like, hey, how are you? I said, I'm Carl. And he said, okay. And he told me, like, you are going to make it in real estate. And I'm like, really? Why? He said, you look like you're a tiger. When you latch on something, you just don't let go. I'm like, that is true, but we have a problem. And he was like, what's the problem? I'm like, I think for me to make it in real estate, I need a car. I have no car. And this guy, Bradford Capuzzo, love him to death, put his hand in his pocket. 15 minutes, he just met me, Christian. And he took his keys out, and he gave me his car. And he said, go make money. And at that point, I would say I became a realtor.
Yeah.
You know,
so really
always in my mind, and I'm like, when would I ever be able to repay this guy? Right. And the best way I did it is Fast forward 16 years later, I did the same for one of my agents.
Nice.
And to me, I hope this agent does the same when he can,
yeah,
you know?
Right.
So yeah, so that's how it started for me. And then of course the name The Nice Agent, because he did that, I became his right-hand man. Whatever he needed, I'm there. So whenever the other agents needed help, they ask me, and I'm dropping whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna help them. And one of them, John, he called me the nice realtor. But what nobody knew, I did not want to be a real estate agent. I told my friend, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I always dream about being a sports agent after I watched Jerry Maguire, of course, you know?
Yeah.
You know? So I wanted to show someone the money, you know what I mean? Like, and I said, let me call myself the nice agent. So when I leave real estate, I'll be a sport agent. But now I'm going to give you the kicker of that.
Yeah.
I don't watch sports
At all. Yeah.
You know?
Even back then, you just saw the movie and you're like,
sports,
that was
man.
good, man.
I know every sport. I understand every sport, but I don't watch sports. So that was the name, and it stuck with me. Now 24 years later, here I am. Man.
Yeah. No, and the brand, we'll talk more about the brand because I love, from when we met, I've always loved that branding. So we'll go into that. But more generally, let's talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and starting that business. So tell us a little bit about the early days of being on your own, and kind of how did you do it? Because some people go scorched earth and take their, quit their thing or whatever and go 100 in and go off reserves. Did you kind of?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I started real estate in a great era, 2004.
Okay.
2005. Everybody, you don't need anything to sell a house. It's just like, so I thought I got the holy grail. You know, so
and then 08.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I spent money. I was making over $1 million a year, but living paycheck to paycheck. Let's just put it that way. Because I thought it was just
And you were still working with the.
I'm still working on the Brad.
Okay.
And one of my best year, we closed 103 million.
Wow.
And I was good, man.
Yeah.
I was good. But he told me something one thing. He said, Carl, I'm going to take it back. I think you're going to fail in real estate. And I'm like, why? And he called me a flea market agent. And I never understood what that was. I got upset because he said that to me. I took it personal. And it's when 08 came that I understood what he meant. And that's why now when I'm doing coaching for my people, I actually explain them how not to be a flea market agent. So the flea market agent, it is someone that he buys a shirt, he put the logo on it, and he sells it. Let's say he bought the shirt for $2, put the logo and sell it for $5. So he makes a $3 profit, which is what everybody's happy. $3 profit over 100% margin, great. But he takes that $3, go home, give it to his spouse, whatever he does, and spend it. But it's good because he always have that $2 to go buy a shirt and then do it.
Yeah.
And then one day he walked into the store and they told him the shirt is $2.50. And the recipe for bankruptcy.
Right.
So that's the way I was living. So I never had any money aside for marketing. I never had any money aside for the rainy days. I never had no money aside for administration. Nothing. I was just bills come, I pay.
Yeah.
Bills come, I pay. And then when 08 come,
at a high level though, because you were doing a lot of good money, and but you were still just keeping up with your expenses. That's so interesting, man.
There's a big difference between the self-employed and the entrepreneur. I was always a self-employed guy, but I never understood what entrepreneurial was.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, man, that was the hardest lesson of my life. 2008, returned all of my cars, lost my houses.
Oh, wow.
And now, to answer your question, I had to go learn what being an entrepreneur is about. So this is where the books come from. The books, the seminars, the YouTube. I don't listen to music anymore. I just listen to podcasts. I listen to books. And then here I am now. I understood that this is the way you operate.
Right.
And so it wasn't from the beginning I was great.
Yeah, it was. And then it's just, it has waves, and you had to learn. Some of those lessons are best taught the hard way. Unfortunately for us.
No, but let me tell you, my friend, if they ask me if I would go back to it, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Because the men that came out of 2008, If you bring me to another 2008 and I know I'm going to come back out, I'll be 10 times better. So, of course, let's go for it.
Yeah, of course, man. No, that's awesome. So let's go into the nice agent. Tell me about, you kind of went through it, but what else does that mean to you? You've explained it before to me, and I love your perception of the nice agent.
There's a saying that says nice guys finish last, right? Me, I always say nice guys actually last. And the reason why...
Put that on a shirt. Is that on a shirt yet? What the hell?
And the reason why, my friend, is because being kind to people will always come back to you.
I love it.
If I remember it was Denzel that says that if people understood the power of giving, it's one of the most selfish thing that they could ever do. Because once you give and then you get back 10 times fold. And a lot of people thinks that if you are so nice, then, people are going to walk all over you. It is true. Christian, it's true. People will walk all over you. But the problem is there's a higher power that is watching over you. So those people that are walking over you, they're just building you up for something bigger, better. So for me, the nice agent is just not a name. Some people think it's a gimmick. He calls himself the nice agent so people can call him. No. It's when you call me and you realize that I am actually that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that
one of the
guy.
nicest guys I've ever met.
Thank you, man. I'll pick up my clients' kids from school. Like one of the best deals I've ever made is because the lady was struggling with a car seat, and I carried it almost 7th floors. You know what I mean? And then she was like, "Wow!" And then we stayed friends forever.
Yeah.
And those little things, like my agents, they will call me and say, "Hey, I have a flat tire," or drop what I'm doing, go change the flat tire. And to me, if I can build an army of people that are their only focus in life is to go do nice things, I believe I'll put a little dent in the world.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. So it's a mission. I love that.
It's a mission.
So the nice agent, and we will go into the other ventures for sure, but I want to drill into this one a little bit because this was the baby, right?
Yeah,
first venture, right? So taking that, you touched on that. A lot of times entrepreneurs, in terms of being business owners, they'll stay self-employed but never scale past that. So what were kind of the things or ways that you were able to do that from, just being you and actually building a team and like, what did that look like?
I'll be honest with you. It's by understanding what running a business is about, by eliminating the flea market guy. Being an entrepreneur is not about making money. It's about giving people opportunities. Okay. Once you understand that, then everything else changes. Because a real businessman is the guy that is bringing solutions to people. The solution could be a product. The solution could be a job. Whatever it is, they're just bringing solutions. So being an entrepreneur is about giving opportunities. So for me to be able to scale, I understood I needed to give other people opportunities. And that's why I started with an assistant. From an assistant, I started with other agents. And before you know it, we just became a big family. I think when you really, really want to grow, you have to understand you cannot do it alone. Carl can think about 10 things. Carl and Alicia can think about 100. Carl, Alicia, and Christian can think about 1,000.
Right.
And once you understand that, a few people, they don't like the idea because they feel like they are sharing profit. Oh, I want it all for me because, you won't
get far.
No, but what they don't know is you need to share the losses too.
Yeah. Everyone's along for the ride, man.
Yeah, you need to share the losses because if you're falling on your own, it's very hard to get back up. But when you're falling and you have 3, 4, 5 people behind you, man, it's easy. Let's just pick it up and then let's go again.
Right.
So yes, that would be my answer to that one.
So company culture, and you're huge on it, and it shows there. So tell us a little bit about what that looks like at the nice age.
My values, man. We live and die by my values.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'll keep somebody around if you're missing 1 or 2 of them. But if you're missing more than that, you cannot stay. The first one is punctuality.
Yeah.
If you cannot be punctual, man, it cannot be because if time is the only thing we have.
Right.
That's the only thing. Everything else we can buy, we can do. People will come and go, but the time. After 12:30, my friend, that's it. There's no more that 12:30 anymore. Right. So you respect people's time. Loyalty. If I stand by you, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that about me. I don't deviate from that. If the minute I say I got you,
Yeah.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
And of course, integrity. I understand some people want to walk the gray line, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If you cannot have integrity for yourself, you should not be
Yeah.
around people. You know, so
Right.
integrity is very important to me. And then of course, the one and only love. I don't do anything. I don't talk to nobody that I don't love. And a lot of people think love is about sexual or romance. No. If you cannot have that aura of love around someone, you should not be around them. Let them be free so they can find somebody that has it.
Yeah.
So for me, that is one of the values that we don't mess with.
Right.
You know? And of course, we respect each other. We respect each other a lot. We do not disrespect people. We don't do that. The clients, definitely
Of
not.
course.
And the one and only, I always say, is community.
Yeah.
I want to be able to deliver something for the community that's going to last forever. Once you be able to do that, for me, what else?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you can do all of this. We earn 10 million, 100 million, $400 million. And then you die and nobody talks about you. You die. I had a friend of mine, there was 3 people at his funeral, man. Like, at the end of the day, it explains how you lived your life. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to really impact the world somewhere, somehow.
Right.
So if you built your brand around something like that, then yeah, that's what legacy is. People think legacy is about money.
That was the word I was thinking
legacy
of.
is
Yeah,
about
man.
the message that you live behind for years to come.
Right.
So yeah, so those are the values we live by, man, and we don't.
Just to pause there, man, because as you were saying that, I was reminded of another conversation I had with a friend of mine, and it was like in passing. We didn't go deep into it, but I mentioned something about legacy building and something like that, and it was via text, and he just responded like, I don't really like, and he's an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, doing very well, but he was like, yeah, I don't really believe in like legacy, like in building, in like the idea that a legacy can live on. I found that interesting. I didn't, challenge him on it or whatever. I just let him, like, it was text, I'm not going to go into a philosophical, but you make an interesting point there, man. The legacy, it really isn't about,
no, it's not about
it's
money.
the impact. It's not the money.
Impact.
It's
impact. I'm like, today, look at the Rothschild, look at the Rockefellers, look at the legacy. It happened.
Yeah.
Look at JP Morgan Chase, man.
Yeah.
If you see where they come from,
right.
you know what it was like. Vanderbilt, like all of those guys. That, to me, when we mention them, we keep thinking about money, but no, those guys changed the world.
Yeah.
Everything we do today had something to do with them.
Yeah, man.
So how can we can do this?
Right.
We cannot figure something out.
Yeah.
Somebody built TikTok.
Right.
So to me, that's what legacy is.
Yeah. So I do think that having that company culture and it ties into the brand, but having that internal culture is super important. So talk a little bit about kind of what that looks like in real time on the day to day. Like what is versus, let's say, a bigger brokerage, one of the name brand ones. How do those cultures differ?
I'm
boutique
going
firm?
to answer my own question. So the other day I asked the question on Facebook.
Yeah.
Why does some agents, when they join a small brokerage like mine, they will not advertise it? When they join a big brand, they just blast it everywhere. And a few people give me their answers. But what I realize is people do not, I would say, buy into others. They are a little bit selfish. They are a little bit selfish. They just, at the moment they found a small brokerage company, they know it's a bridge. So they do not invest back in the brokerage company. And to me, to answer your question, on a day-to-day basis, I'm trying to tell people, like, hey, if you want to grow, the more you invest in me, the more I'm going to invest in you. It's just the way life goes. You go and you invest in a big brand, good for you, bravo for you. You will grow as well, but it doesn't change. And sometimes the smaller brokerage companies actually give you way more opportunities. I've seen people closing millions of deals. They're in a small firm, and then somebody else in a big firm barely cross $100,000, $200,000. And it's because, again, the culture. So on a day-to-day, man, it's just that reminder. Me, I offer all of my agents a one-on-one coaching twice a month. And that's why I don't call it training. Training, I can teach you how to go on the MLS any day, all day. YouTube can do that. But coaching you,
Right.
showing you the light on how not to be a flea market agent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man.
So
Build
that's
something,
my
yeah.
day to day, man. It's that power of,
mentorship.
that to me, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the day to day.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So talking about the real estate and how the trends are, like what are you seeing? What's the market been like? What are you looking at in the next year or so? Like how has it been?
It's the weirdest market ever, man.
Really?
It's the
In all your
weirdest.
careers?
All my careers is the weirdest. Look, I
Yeah, explain
survived. I survived COVID. I survived 2008, and this one, it's just odd. You would have people foreclosing on their home in Lauderdale Lakes, and you have somebody splurging over $1 million renovating an apartment in Brickell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I have friends that are calling me, Carl, I'm sitting on $2 million, man. What should we do? And I have another friend calling me, Carl, I haven't paid my mortgage in 8 months.
Wow.
You know, so it's the weirdest market. People are calling, is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? And I tell people, it's the first time, man. It's just a market. You know, it's that's what I'm living. My mechanic the other day, and I almost shed some tears. Like, I met this guy in 2001. You know, he always fixed my cars. And then he gave me a call the other day, and he was like, oh, man, I'm calling everybody. Do you have some job for me? Because if not, I'm going to have to close my doors.
Wow.
When somebody else called me, Carl, I just bought a building, man. Can you manage
Yeah.
this building? You know what I mean?
Right.
So what I see in South Florida, it's a demographic change. It is not a real estate market anymore. So the people are literally they changing location, they're changing jobs, and the demographic is changing, which means it's getting a little bit wealthier. You know, the
Right.
minute that, you know, Jeff Bezos came down, everybody came down.
forget
So
it.
it's a little
Yeah.
bit wealthier. The most expensive restaurant right now is in Miami. You know, who would have thought? Overlook New York or
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
which means that the demographic is changing. And unfortunately, it means there's a few people that's going to have to go.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Priced out in terms of they won't be able to
just-
afford
It is
it.
what it is.
Yeah.
If now they're talking about removing taxes, if they do, maybe that would save some people. But you know what's going to happen. If they do that, all sellers are going to jack up their prices.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
right.
So it's a very weird market, man. So that's my answer. Whenever somebody asks me that, I'm like, bro, it's
Sounds
just a market.
transitionary almost, like because COVID, I mean, was crazy, right? But like crazy good.
Yes, we witnessing.
Because particularly for
The
South
way I
Florida.
call it is the Manhattanization of Brickell.
Yeah,
That's just the way I
That's
see
the
it.
vibe I've been getting around
that's
here,
the way I
honestly.
see it. You know,
Yeah, man.
when Manhattan started, people were like, "Oh, there's no way it's gonna be that
Yeah.
expensive. There's no way it's gonna crash. It's gonna."
Right.
It did not happen. When LA started like that, oh, nobody's gonna buy a 2-bedroom house for $1 million. Hey, now
Yeah.
it's 1.6.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a market, man. It's just a market. Am I thriving in it? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
You know, thank God, because of my foundation, everything I've learned, I'm thriving. I'm not. But there's a few agents. Like, I think it came out last year, 127,000 agents left.
Left
Left the
wow.
business. But it's hard. It's
Yeah.
a very hard
Yeah,
market.
man.
Don't take me wrong. It's just now it's the cream of the cream. The realtors are showing up. You know,
Right.
if you're not a realtor now, you're in trouble.
It's elevated the
the
pool.
the standards are elevated.
So
AI
that's
is
better,
getting
though.
in the game.
It's better for the market.
It
you know?
is because
For us as consumers.
I'll be honest with you, man. The idea that anybody, you just go, you get a license for you to be a realtor, I think this needs to change somewhere, somehow. That's my message to everybody. Like, yes, it's fun that you can go get a class and then you sell a house, you make $15,000, bravo. But the problem is there's a level of education that you need to have. When I mean education, not scholar, a level of, I would say, beyond education.
more
where
experiential, no? Like
experience, or a way that you understand that this person is about to make a decision that can impact their legacy, that can impact their grandchildren. Like right now, I have a client of mine, we are fighting. She refinanced her house. She took 200 grand. She wants to invest in real estate. And somehow the idea of investment in real estate for her is to buy a better house than the one she has to put in a rental. I'm like, you're gonna fail.
Yeah,
that doesn't work. If you're gonna buy real
Like
estate,
dancing on a needle. You know, you're one hiccup away.
and we just had that conversation in
Yeah.
the car, and I'm like, look, if you want to trust me to build your portfolio, Trust me. But don't send me a house with a pool with a white countertop. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that.
Yeah.
So
take some education.
that's
So
why
the
you
lame
can't go.
the lame realtor, or not the realtor, they're just the fly by night.
Yeah.
We'll put them in there, be like, oh yeah,
because they need the
they want that
commission. Yeah.
Eesh,
So
yeah,
you need to
yeah.
understand that, and that's
where
why
integrity comes in. That's where integrity comes
Yeah.
in. It's kind of the same with the PA license, man. Like when I got the test was pretty extensive. It's like an all-line sort of thing, so it was a lot of studying, But when I got through it, it was very practical in terms of property claims, and I just felt the same as you. Like it should be a little bit more than just this test.
It has to be.
Georgia,
you have to have a degree. Which
really
I love
for
that.
real estate.
Yes, I love it
Wow.
about it. For me, it's either
Real estate. A degree in what?
in whatever.
Oh,
you just have
you
to
just
have a
need a
bachelor.
degree, okay.
For me, this is what I would tell. If the governor or anybody listening to me, this is what I would say. It's either you force people to perform or you force them to be educated. That's the way I see it. Somebody that have a degree, that have a license, that have a diploma, I'm not gonna say they're never gonna do wrong, but it's a little less likely because they have something to lose.
Yeah.
Performance. If you are a realtor and you cannot give me 6, 8, or 10 transactions a year, you should not be in it because you're making less than you could have made in an
Doing
office
something
job.
else, yeah,
so
right.
just leave it for the people that are,
Right.
committed. That's
Yeah,
just what I see it. So
Yeah.
to me, I hope one day that somebody listen to this and say, hey, he's right. Perform
Right.
or leave.
Right.
Be educated or leave.
Right.
That's just the way it is. I'm not gonna say everybody needs to have a bachelor degree. We understand that. But
Sure.
if you in it, be in it.
Yeah, there should
That's
be a
just the way it
commitment
is.
element
Yeah,
there.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree. I think in most professional, at least ours, in the overlap between claims and real estate, there's room there. Let's talk a little bit about the new licensee process and kind of what are your recommendations for what they should be focusing on? Like fresh out, just got past their exam, they got their license.
I'll
What
say
should they be
before
doing?
you get the exam,
Okay, yeah.
I had an agent that come to me and she was like, hey, Carl, I would like to work as a realtor and I want to join the nice agent. I'm like, sure, no problem. And on that day, I'm supposed to go show a few properties. And I'm like, why don't you get in my car? And she got in my car. And if somebody ever rode with me, you would understand that my phone rings every 30 seconds, okay? And it doesn't stop until 8, 9 o'clock at night. So every time she's trying to have a conversation, my phone is ringing. My phone is ringing. And of course, I'm driving. I'm showing properties. I'm doing this. And at the end of the day, she got out and she was like, thank you. And I'm like, okay, great. I'll see you tomorrow. No, she said, thank you for showing me this is not for me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I respect you
Yeah,
for that.
truly.
So before I would say to someone, go spend a day or a week with an agent. Not those fly-by agent we just mentioned.
Right.
Someone that is working. Somebody that close over $10-20 million a year. And then you will understand what it is, what's required. Because a lot of people don't understand what is required.
Yeah.
Those open houses, those Sundays like brunch, those Sundays lunch, they are gone for a long time.
Yeah.
For the first 5-7 years, you
Right.
cannot say you're gonna go to a brunch
You have a
because
Sunday
open
thing,
houses,
yeah.
that's when you do them,
Yeah.
So I would tell everybody, go shadow someone. Then, of course, you go get your license, you go to the school, you get your, exam, you pass your exam. And this is where it gets very tricky. Picking the first broker you're going to work with. Everybody, it's about percentage. Oh, this guy's giving me 100%. This guy's giving me 90%. My first brokerage company with Brad, I was on a 50-50 split. And of course, I told you, I closed over 100 million. If you ask me, I'll go back down to that 50-50 because it's been a very hard thing to cross that 100 million again.
Right.
I would tell you, like, Christian, a lot of agents, they focus on that so much that it becomes their anchor because they chose their mentor based on a percentage. So guess what you get?
That percentage.
That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
You know,
if they're hanging on to or 50%. So you put it at 50-50. They're 50% invested in
exactly.
you. They want you.
Now, if you go to your very first broker that's giving you 95.5, so that means you're getting 95, he's getting 5%.
Right.
Just ask yourself a question. If you're a businessman, how does he keep the light on? You're gonna close 2 deals this year. You're gonna give him $600 for the year.
Yeah, no way. But
So
got
how can
remote
he invest
offices
in
and
you?
stuff. Yeah.
Because guess what he has to do? Be on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has to probably have another job.
Right.
He has to do something
That's
else.
true, man.
But they not thinking.
Yeah.
They're not thinking that. They were like, oh no, because it's my deal. I brought the deal, but you didn't bring the experience. You didn't bring the
Right.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Those 23 years I've been on the street, they are worth something.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah. 100%,
So
man.
my advice is stop looking at percentage. Just go look for somebody that would really train you, really show you what it is. 10 years in the business, 5 years in the business, you want to think about percentage at that moment,
Yeah.
go for it.
Well, there you have something to offer, almost like you have a book of business. You have, if you did it right, you have a social presence. So I want to talk about that next. But yeah, so your online presence and your ventures, you know, last time we spoke, I mean, I was like just so we met a couple years ago, and
That's true.
the nice agent was just the nice agent.
Yeah.
And then now tell us about these other ventures.
I'll tell you, when I was 14 years old and I was selling cookies, so 7 of us got together and we invented, you see how they have the pen pal, everybody was writing the girl right back. So we invented one where we'll be in a cassette player, so you actually send your voice out.
Oh.
So we did this, and then we called ourselves the 7 Nice. Always remember it. One of them, the original, was at my house yesterday. And when I travel here and I opened the Nice Agent, in my head, I always said I want to have 7 businesses called the 7 Nice. The reason why, to honor each one of those guys, because without them, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. They, each one of them, put a little thing in me to make me who I am. So I started, like, you know what, the first one was the Nice Tax. You know, we own the tax company. And I want to tell everybody, I'm an entrepreneur. So when you, it's one thing people hear, oh, he owns a tax company, he does taxes. I don't do tax. I don't understand how to do tax. I've never even logged in on the tax software for me to do something.
Yeah.
I don't want to, and I'm never going to.
Yeah.
The reason why, because I want to teach people that you can own things. It doesn't mean you have to work them.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So we own the Nice Property Management, the same thing. Great partner. Alicia is one of my, I would say, best person that I've met so far in the US. And we just opened the Nice Construction Management as well. The Nice Construction Management is we managing construction site. The reason why is because everybody want to be a GC, whatever, but somebody needs to control the GC. You know what I mean? Like, so we're doing that. And then we just bought, I'm saying it live today. It's about to happen. We just bought the Nice Cleaning Company.
Oh,
so we are cleaning it. So,
nice,
so I'm down
man.
to 5, and then we have 2 left.
This business.
Yes.
So this was an established business.
Yes, it was an established, and we're
Nice,
changing
very
the name
good.
to the Nice Cleaning Company.
Look at that.
Goodell,
Like, I want to
you know?
edit some fireworks. And we're gonna get some confetti. Damn it! I should have brought my confetti. That's awesome, man.
So
Great
so
move,
yeah.
great
So now
move.
we're down to 2 more. We
Yeah.
had a trucking, and I'm gonna be honest with you. We fail as well, man.
Sure.
We bought a trucking company. Well, we created a trucking company, the Nice Trucking. We trusted
pan out.
the wrong person. Did not plan out. We lost money. So it happens. It happens that we fail. I'm not gonna sit here telling you I'm the guy. No. Look, without those failures, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
100%,
So yes.
man.
So now we're down.
So
I'm missing 2.
Yeah, we got the 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm missing 2.
Wow.
And
And
each
so-
one of them.
Man, I feel like I could have you here for another hour. Damn it, we're gonna have to have you back, Carl. Shit.
I would love to be
yeah,
back,
you're gonna have to
man.
come
It's
back.
amazing.
But just to go more into that, just for a little bit. So you we're starting these new companies. You obviously are not an accountant, so you're building these partnerships with the professionals that can execute that line of work. And then on the cleaning, you just bought a business. I mean, guys, take notes right now. Like this is how you do it. So tell me about that process. How did you find these partners?
This is when we go back to the values. I invest in people. I did not bought a business like the Nice Cleaning. I invested in a woman. When you meet people, you see who they are as a person. And then you're like, okay, you know what? With my expertise, with my cash, that person can flourish. You give them everything you have in your head, you invest the cash, and you let them flourish. When you Google the Nice Tax, you're not going to see my picture. You Google the Nice Cleaning, you're not going to see my picture. You Google the Nice Property Management, you're not going to see my picture. You Google the Nice Construction, you're not going to see my picture. And this is where most people cannot do that because they want to be the one shining all the time. And That's what I'm doing. I'm investing in people. I'm letting people grow. And I'm hoping they do it down the road, because at the end of the day, what's the whole point of the Nice Agent being so big if it cannot make other people that big as well?
Right.
So yes, that's the way I do it. I found people that I trust, people that I can have great conversations. We fight. Don't take me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, we fight, but we don't disrespect.
That's right.
You know,
you disagree and you hash it out.
We don't go above, like, we don't cross the gray line. We don't do those things. And because of that, we always come back to each other, you know? And once you have that, Christian, I don't know, man. Life is just, it plans out.
Yeah.
It plans out.
Man, it's just, it's really, like, it's so cool because it's, this is, in a way that this is what I'm trying to build myself, you know, in these avenues, and just kind of entrepreneur. Like I'm not just a public adjuster. There's so much more
of course,
to me, and there's so much more to you even than the businesses, you know, like, so I love that you're having so much success with it, and you're being upfront that there's failures. There's always going to be setbacks. There's hiccups.
Life is like you going in a ring with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He won't punch you in the face because he doesn't want people to know he's killing you. But it will punch you in the stomach, man. And then guess what? The people that stand alone, the people that can go, they survive.
Keep going.
I'm on the board of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. The chairman, Princeton Jean-Claude, he always say one thing. He said, Carl, you are one person, one contract away. Just remember that. One person, one contract away. Either you're going to meet that one person that changed your life forever. You're going to sign that one contract that changed your life forever. And it recorded in my head, man. So I'm going around and I'm repeating it. So now I'm like, I'm going to meet someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to meet someone. So it's very important that we behave that way. We understand that it's about people, man.
Yeah.
It's about people, not about money.
Yeah, 100%. I love networking for what it's worth. It's one of my favorite means of marketing. You know?
It is.
It's really, it nourishes the soul. Having those good conversations.
It's true.
You know?
It is.
Carl, we're gonna get you out of here. Before we do, I just wanted to touch briefly on what do you see going in? How are you gonna move next year, and what is next year and the next 5 years looking like for you? I'm very interested to know. But I was interested to know before we started, and I really want to know.
All right. We do buy properties, as you know. We have rentals and we flip properties as well.
Okay.
I believe in the next 5 years, I'm going to go in real estate development. I two things in my head. And if somebody's listening to me and you can help me do it, please reach out. I would love to own at least 200 unit apartment building. And I would love to build probably 50 to 60 homes in a subdivision or a complex. So this is where I'm going next, man. This is it. That's my goal. This is my dream. It's like, it's something that's been marinated in my head forever. So in my vision board, everybody would know. If you come to my office, you'll see my vision board. There is an apartment complex with 196 units. You know, I'm looking at it every single day I walked in the office. Like, you know, it's
coming.
I want to.
It's coming.
I want to.
Damn, Carl, man. Like I said, I think we could do many more hours of this. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to let you speak to the camera, whatever message, promotion, whatever you'd like. Just open it up. It's yours.
I tell everybody I barely promote myself, because by now, if you don't know the Nice Agent, then you know you don't have Google. But Google me. But one thing I'm going to tell you, this is my message to every single one of you. Whether you do the work or you don't do the work, the result will show up. Okay? So you choose what the result will be.
Woo! Carl, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Catch you guys on the next one.
All right, guys.